Try your best. Chug along. Mikey, no, please. What is this? What's happening? Okay, it's loaded up for me. You're not seeing it yet. There we go. There's no music. Return of Red Riding Hood, Enhanced Edition. Click or press space to start. What is this? Now, this was 50 cent on Steam. This is a game I purchased for 50 cent. I think it was actually 54 cent. I'm guessing from the looks of this start screen that I might have overpaid. I'm also going to take off this hat now. So, we'll see. Oh.
I covered you with a blanket. Put the lamp on. Now sleep. Mother always tells me stories before I go to sleep. You can do without a story for one evening. Tomorrow you'll have your mother and our stories back. That slag.
Is this her brother? Or I assumed these people were the same age. Is this the dad? Or just some random guy?
No, I can't fall asleep that way.
The girl began to whimper.
Please, read it for me.
Okay,
Grumbled her older brother, who was sitting on the edge of her bed. Clearly not what's happening.
Just don't cry. Which toe do you want?
Red Riding Hood!
Oh, this is a framing device. This is the Princess Bride, everyone. So, he's gonna be Peter Falk, and we're gonna be the sick child in Princess Bride. I wish Peter Falk was my granddad. There's 50 cent, you will have to overlook details like age. You'll have to overlook details like age. Well, I got it on sale. This is like $2.50 normally.
Fine, here we go.
Won't you get the book? It's in the bookcase on the lower shelf.
What for? I remember the story. Listen.
Oh no. Why is this here? This looks like something I would have made before going to fucking design school. Oh no. Okay, I can click this, but it doesn't do anything. Hear that noise? Lovely. What has just been sent in my chat? Fall time in Tennessee. Oh! Sorry, just had a fucking flush of memories there.
Fall time in Tennessee.
That one. Anyway, whatever. Let's go back to game. Next. In one village, there was a little girl, so lovely that no other girl was her equal. Her mother loved her to distraction, and her grandmother loved her even more. For her birthday, her grandmother presented her with a red hood. The girl always wore her new smart hood every day. Not pictured here. Spaghetti hair. Oh, it looks like fucking linguine just stapled to her head. It's horrible. Also, I'm sure this music is like Kevin MacLeod.
The neighbours would say, "There goes Red Riding Hood."
Once, her mother decided to bake some pastries, but she wasn't sure which filling to use. Let Red Riding Hood find the filling for the pastries. I don't have any other choices here. Red Riding Hood decided to help her. First, decorate the table. Abandon quest? What the fuck is happening? This looks like a character from a porn ad just closed.
You won't be able to resist coming when you see this.
And it's just this image. What the fuck was that sound effect in the background? First, decorate the table with flowers, apparently. While Mother was preparing the dough, Red Riding Hood decided to decorate the table with flowers. If it's a porn game, I imagine the dough is going to be, you know, in that weird 80s Channel 4 thing where that guy was kneading bread like he was fucking it. Nobody's going to know what that is. In fact, sometimes I think I dreamed that. 1 second. I think I've tried to look for this before, and I couldn't remember how. Like, I typed in fucking 80s sexy bread man. No? That has not come up with anything useful. 80s sexy bread making? Sexy, I think it was Channel 4. Sexy British bread making. No, has to be Eurotrash, was it? Eurotrash bread making. No, it was not, apparently. There was something, it was like a guy with big 80s hair and fucking rippling muscles, just fucking laying into some wholemeal bread. And then it cut back to a British woman going, and it has to be a wholemeal because otherwise it doesn't give you the same satisfaction. Sexy bread kneading. Sexy bread kneading. I can't fucking show you what's on the screen because it's very pornographic. It's unbelievably pornographic. No, that's not. Young, attractive adult woman kneading dough. The opposite of what I want. Fucking what was it called? Channel 4 Sexy Bread. I don't know what I would have to look up to find this. I have found it before. I have 100% found it before. Rule 34 will curse anything, even bread. I mean, it's soft and squishable. Burned das Brot. 1 second. Channel 4 80s bread. Channel 4 80s bread. I need to fucking find this, or else I'll die. I'm gonna fucking explode. Channel 4 80s bread. No, that's just a show. There's a show called Bread from the 80s on Channel 4. Fuck me. Channel 4 adverts? No. Well, Channel 4 Sexy Bread. What's going on here? Sexy bread. Sexy bread kneading video. Fuck me, what was that noise? Sexy dough kneading? It wasn't that. I'm gonna go straight to YouTube. British 80s sexy bread. I've typed that into YouTube. No, I'm just getting a fucked up looking ad of a bread man from the 80s. Whatever. I don't know if we'll be able to find this. I might have dreamed this up. Was it 90s? It might have been the early 90s. Channel 4, fucking British 90s sexy bread. No, that's just showing me some wagon wheels. List of British breads. There's a band called Bread, apparently, having sexy bread dreams. British 90s sexy bread. Go to videos. British sexy bread. British sexy bread. British sex bread. No, hidden by safe search. British sex bread. British hot sweaty bread. Sweaty 80s bread making. Just fucking sweaty dripping 80s bread. Making bread, but looks like wanking. Fucking nothing! There's nothing here! I remember specifically there was a shot where he was like making some bread, but it clearly just looked like he was fucking coming on the bread. What the fuck is this? It must be something. There is some way of finding this. And I think it was Channel 4. Channel 4. I'm just typing in so many fucking different ways of typing in sexy bread. I think I might be dying. I might be dying. American pie, apple pie. He wasn't actually fucking the bread. It was suggestive. It was tasteful. Channel 4. Sexy wholemeal bread. Where the fuck was it? No, not a recipe for sexy bread. Someone doing a sexy voiceover over a video of bread? What the fuck is wrong with you all? What's wrong with you all? I'm looking myself here too. Mullet. Sexy. Oily. Sweaty man makes bread. There aren't many great matches for your search. Really? No. That doesn't sound right. No, that should have come up immediately. fuck you, Google. Is it... Oh, Jesus. You didn't mention it was a whole meal in your original search. That's your problem. What the fuck is wrong with you? Maybe you're the only one who found it sexy and you're using the word sexy throwing it off. It was so meant to be sexy. They were playing sexy synth music in the background. It was somebody going like, and the benefits of bread are very important for your diet. It gives you lots of fibre. And then it was like this fucking Joanna Lumley type. And then it cuts to this like fucking 80s Patrick Swayze looking fucker. Like fucking grinding on a loaf of bread. Like fucking really going in on this dough and pretending to wank on it and stuff. And then it cuts to him cutting the bread and then doing a handstand or something. And then it cuts back to the Joanna Lumley knockoff going, bread's lovely. It happened. It happened. I saw it as a kid. Sounds like a dream. It might have been a dream. I had to stop looking for it. 80s. Bread making. Sexy man. Even on images? Could you give me an image? No, I can't show that on stream. Fuck me. There's calendars for this sort of thing? My God. That is a muscly man there. Stun locked. I can't believe it's not coming up. Channel 4, into YouTube. Channel 4, bread making, 80s ad. 80s ad? No, that's just giving me fucking ads. 80s. 80s now. It's here! I found it! Did we find it at the same time? Yes! We fucking found it! Okay, hang on. I'm gonna switch over to it. Let's mute whatever the fuck is happening in the background. This is a video called How Bread Was Made in the 80s. Thank you, Grim, as well.
You're sucking Fortnite! I'm doing cola! Yippee!
Now, I think this might be quite quiet. Hang on. This might be quite quiet. Let me see.
Eat at least half as much fibre again every day in the form of whole grain cereals, fruit.
Whole grain?
Vegetables. Fibre again.
So you know what I mean? Like a sort of knockoff Joanna Lumley type with blonde hair.
We should eat at least half as much fibre again every day in the form of whole grain cereals, fruit and vegetables. And one of the easiest ways of increasing our fibre is to switch to wholemeal bread.
Fibre? One of the easiest ways to get fibres with wholemeal bread.
All kinds of people are doing it.
See? It fucking exists! Like this oily, sexy, sweaty man just fucking makes bread. See? I didn't dream it. And at one point they make it look like he's masturbating. Not even this bit. There we go, he handstands. He flips the bread for some reason. He tears open his sweaty top. And here's the shot. See? There we go.
We could get a lot of dietary fibre from our wholemeal bread if we ate one.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it existed. I'm saving that to my favourite so I never go without it again. There we go. I will never be without this. The good old days.
1 or 2 slices like this with every meal. And a lot of proteins, vitamins and minerals too. But it has to be wholemeal bread, not brown or wheat meal. A lot of brown bread is just white bread coloured brown.
There we go. Just goes back to this. I thought this was total make-believe. I honestly was starting to feel like I had gaslit myself. Right, let's turn off the gain. Let's go back to fucking 40% volume like I was on before. There we go. We can all relax now, okay? We can all relax. I will never get this time back in my life. It's only a minute and a half. Just some sexy bread. This is the shot I remember. This is the one shot I remember. He came in the bread, didn't he? Yeah, she talks about protein. Like, he fucked that bread, didn't he? Anyway. Game! Video game, everybody! The video game is still on. Forgot I was playing this for a second. That bread is not fully done. It does look like really terrible bread as well. It's probably all the cum. There's too much cum. It's made it all sticky and sort of half baked. That bread is raw. Gently, Susan, don't get your fingers in it. Oh, I need to fucking put back on the volume, don't I? Hang on. There we go, we're back. Like this stream. Half-baked and full of cum. That's how I try and live my life. While Mother was preparing the dough, Red Riding Hood decided to decorate the table with flowers. You can expect the location by clicking on the items marked by another colour. In the description text. What? There's a dresser by the wall. And the centre of the room, a table. Is this mist? Is this mist? First one to find a cum quote wins. The dwelling of Red Riding Hood and her mother was a small timber house with plain furniture. There's a dresser by the wall, and in the centre of the room, a table. Let's go to the dresser. A big dresser. Red Riding Hood can open the cupboard. There's a big cupboard with dishes. There's a beautiful vase. Vase. If I'm going posh, there's a beautiful vase. Red Riding Hood took the vase. 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 Maybe Skiffy, you got the cum. He came in the bread, didn't he? You can inspect an item in your inventory by double-clicking it. Where's the fucking inventory? Menu. How do I get to the inventory? What's the... Oh, a vase. Okay, this is my inventory down here. How do I inspect it? A medium-sized vase with a large neck. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Put it on the table? Click on it in the inventory. A gear will appear. Then click on the word table. Oh, God. Red Riding Hood put the vase on the table. There's a dresser by the wall. There's a beautiful vase. So what, we need flowers? Is there flowers in the dresser? Open the cupboard. Big cupboard, but with dishes. A table. An old wooden table. The garden. Here we go. Red Riding Hood went out to the garden. Fruit trees and bushes were to the left, and the well was to the right. The forest could be seen behind the fence. There are beautiful rose peonies here that have already grown in the garden. I have read that word 100 times because of Oblivion. I don't know how you say it. Peonies? 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 I don't know. Peonies. Peonies? The old peony? I don't know. Take it. Red Riding Hood picked peonies. Go back inside. Go back into the house. And then go to the peonies in the vase. Peonies. First, you need to fill the vase with water. There's a well near the garden, you stupid girl. Okay. Go to the well. Looks like there's something you need to get water. Take the rope and add the bucket. What? Add both? There's a rope. And then bucket. And then use rope with bucket? This does not work. Use rope with bucket. There we go. You have to do it in a specific order. That's gonna suck. Red Riding Hood tied the rope to the bucket. Use it on the well. Drew some water. Back. This is a fucking disaster already. Put water in vase. Fill them with peonies. Red Riding Hood tried to put the peonies in the vase, but the flowers were too tall. Red Riding Hood wanted to break the stems, but didn't want to spoil the flowers. You need to look for some other flowers for this vase. Maybe there's something suitable in the forest. What? There's a knife right there. Just fucking slice them at a 45-degree angle, isn't it? That's it. If you put flowers in a vase, you're meant to, like, cut them at an angle so they have better water retention. Fine. Let's go back out into the forest then. Red Riding Hood went to the forest and got mauled by a bear. The weather was great. There were small forest flowers on short stems growing at the forest edge. Take them then. So we just ruined the fucking things for nothing. Cool. This is such a fun game. There's a Okay, some forest flowers in the vase.
Red Riding Hood put the flowers in the vase. Beautiful.
Complete manual quest is the achievement I just got. I'd like to say, it doesn't say complete the tutorial. It says complete manual quest. And also, there is a black bar at the bottom here. That is, means it's just sort of misaligned. So good. Now you can help Mother to bake pastries. Lovely. I hate pastries. Can we make something else? Pastries are bad. I don't like any pastries. At a push, a sausage roll is fine. But other than that, no pastries are good. Does a pork pie count as a pastry? I haven't had a pork pie in about 10 years. But I really liked pork pies. Pork pies are pretty great. Pain au chocolat? Disgusting. Just wrong. Stop being silly. Pain au chocolat is horrific. Croissants? Horrible. Macaroni pie? I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. I just think pastry sucks.
Mother is standing by the kitchen table, preparing everything for cooking. You can talk to your mother, and if there's something that Mother is asking that you've already found, you can give it to her.
French pastries are literally my favourite food on planet Earth. What is a calzone? A calzone isn't a pastry. Why would you say something controversial and yet so wrong? I can't think of a pastry that's good besides sausage rolls. Is there any? Croissants horrible, get to... They're horrible. They're really bad. Mother's standing by the kitchen table, preparing everything for cooking. Let's talk to Mother.
I'd like to bake pastries for your grandmother. Bring me something to make the filling.
I see. What the fuck? What kind of pie do you want? Or what kind of pastry? Are we making apple turnovers, or are we making fucking a steak bake? Steak bake, all pastries delicious? Wrong. I really want to try a macaroni pie. It sounds disgusting. Macaroni and cheese in a pie. Ugh. Okay, would you like to put peonies? Peonies? Look through the house? A hatch that leads down to the cellar. Sure, we'll get the man that's down there and cut off his leg.
Food is probably stored there. You can't just go down there.
It's too high. Oh, thank you for the gifted subscription, Skippy. That's very kind. Massive hatch. An oven fork. A kitchen stove. Nothing. Oven fork. I took the oven fork. Okay, so I need something to get down to the hatch. Oh, there's so many. Probably in the shed, right? I imagine the shed. I'm not going to read everything. The girl has entered the shed. She's lost her name now. She's just the girl. Sunlight was coming through the gaps in the simple plank walls. When Red Riding Hood looked around, she saw different tools for gardening and lots of other stuff. I want a ladder. Thank you. There's a bucket. Take the bucket. Take the spade. Take the pitchfork. Check the shelf. Take the sickle. Take the basket. Take the mirror. And Red Riding Hood took the mirror. Suddenly sounded a dry cough, and then the girl heard,
If you want to live, stay away from the peat bogs. I mean, from the coniferous forest.
Some nonsense, thought the girl, and put the mirror back. Fantastic. Take the lamp. Stay away from the peat bogs. I mean from the coniferous forest. Right. Let's go back to the garden. And go back to the house. And then use the ladder on the hatch. I feel like my eyes are being assaulted by the pinned message. I only just noticed that. I haven't really been looking.
Red Riding Hood lifted the ladder and gently dropped it down into the cellar. Now you can go down there.
Let's go down then. Food is probably stored there. Oh. It's dark in here. You'll need to find something to illuminate the area. You'll have to go back. What the hell is that weird fart sound? I think it's meant to be a bug. Well, I can heat up the oven fork until it's red hot, right? Back. What the fuck am I supposed to do? The barn might have... Oh, there's a lantern right there. Take the lantern. Literally, it's a lantern. Take it. It's for this. Go up to Mother. Hello. Can you, do you want to make a spade into a pie? Can I talk to her? Oh, Jesus.
What pastries are your favourites? With apples.
What about Granny?
With mushrooms.
And I like them with cabbage better.
I see.
Man, you can feel the chemistry. Also, why are we Aryan caricatures? We look fucking bizarre. Okay, I'll go. Bye. So we want mushrooms, maybe? To the garden. There's probably mushrooms around here. Let's go in, yeah, vegetable garden. Okay. Various vegetables grow here. Tomatoes, cucumbers, onion, marrows, and cabbage. We like cabbage. Why is not in your fucking tags? Right. I can't remember what I put in my tags. I have put not in there, okay? Look, it's about a wolf. I'm surprised it honestly was allowed. Large heads of cabbage. No, we don't want the cabbage, because that's selfish. We don't want to make things for us. We're making them for our grandmother, who likes mushrooms. Let's go to the forest. Go pick mushrooms. Fucking yes.
One more large mushroom,
Exclaimed Riding Hood.
What a large mushroom.
Exclaimed Astonin. She'll be saying that later with the wolf.
A nice, tempting mushroom. This is the most beautiful mushroom.
Another Boletus.
I think it's a brown mushroom. This mushroom was hard to find. Lots of white mushrooms here. Oh, one more mushroom. A few mushrooms grew right on top of the stump. Another bunch of honey agarics. A Boletus cap could be seen in the tall grass. A honey mushrooms. Mushroom hidden under the tree. You can't hide from me.
Oh, now the basket is filled with mushrooms. Amazing. Back to the house. Here, put shit in the thing. Where's my mum? Go up to mother. Here, give mushrooms.
Well, you found the filling.
Mother praised Red Riding Hood.
Mushrooms go well with sour cream.
Does it?
Take a pot and bring me some, please.
I see. Where the fuck am I going to find sour cream? An old cow? Like a really old cow. With shriveled udders. Just milk it until it comes out curdled. Okay. Where the fuck am I going to get that? To the barn? Is this sour? Oh, God. There was a nice smell of spices and bread. There's an empty sack in the corner. Take that.
To the goblin
Thank you for the follow. Your boy Rain. A penis just saying it now. They haven't worn the Red Riding Hood except for the opening graphic. Well, maybe we don't have it yet. Maybe we find it in the woods. Literally, in today's Discord, when we said he probably finds mannequins hot, it turns out there was a mannequin he found hot. They were kind of hot mannequins in that game. It's for a video from ages ago, but I remembered it's a standout because it managed to make mannequins hot. Normally, they are completely neutral to me. Cereals? Shelves with spices? Can I check the shelves? What the fuck? That's cinnamon, right? I can't take it with my hands. I need some sort of container. Or a bag, which is already in. Seasoning. I don't know what this is. I don't know what those are. Those are cloves? No idea at all. Bitter nutty smell. The sunflower seeds? I don't know what those are. That's pepper. Uses the seasoning to make sour cabbage. I don't know what that is either. An Irishman doesn't know what seasoning is. Fair. Right. Sackcloth sacks. I can't take it with my hands. What the fuck do you want? A bucket? Oh, maybe I can use the bucket. To the barn. Let's use bucket. Check the shelves. Can I use the container or a bag? I have a fucking container. Use a bucket on the shelves. You can't use a bucket like that. Fuck you too. Can't use a bucket like that. Goodbye. Goodbye. Where the fuck am I going to get stuff? The shed? No, it must be the cellar. But I need something to light up the way. A pot for the sour cream. How the fuck do I light an area? Caraway seeds for sauerkraut? Is this a German? No, this is a Russian game. I know that because it gave me an option at the very beginning. Do you want to play in Russian or not? One of the trees is especially tall. Another one's more shorter with a thin trunk. Apple tree is also short. I guess back to the house, right? Or maybe can I go into the forest again? No. Go back to the house? Where do you keep sour cream? I can go to the cellar, but it's really dark. That's going to be sour cream, isn't it? Fucker. I'm mad. I'm off, but have a non-wet stream. Act 1, make a pie. We will get to the wolf, at least. I mean, there's something right there. Come on now. Go up to mother. Hello, talk. I see. You can talk to your mother. Look through the house. Fuck you, Mum. Can I... It must be in the shed then, right? Or we can light something. This is psychological warfare against the West. To the garden, to the shed. There must be something in the shed. There's a long wooden shelf on the wall. Check the shelf. There's an old bronze lamp. There's something written on it. It seems to be in Arabic. What? As in, like Aladdin. Like, would that be Arabic? I don't really know. Can I take that? Why can't I fucking take it? Coniferous far... Yeah, take the fucking lamp. There's something written on it. Rub it? Put it in a sack? These sacks are only for food, but not for all sorts of foods. Fuck you. An oven fork? An interesting thing, but useless now. Put it in the bucket? What do you want from me? Take the lamp. Are you okay? Also, is that the lamp behind my camera? Hang on. I think it's talking about this lamp there. Oh, Jesus, I'm seeing the sexy bread man again. This lamp here. But that's covered in stuff. I don't think there's writing on it. It's covered in like a bag. I feel I bet the woodcutter will be Putin. The wolf will be whatever political enemy was that week. Back. Am I going to need to, like, go to the barn, get a sack for the sackcloth sacks? I can't take it. No. Sickle? Cut these open? Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. To the garden. To the vegetable garden. What do you want from me? What do you want? Cabbage. Take the cabbage. She tried to pull it out. Use a sickle on the cabbage. There we go. Cut off the cabbage with a sickle. Take the cabbage. It's too heavy. Oh, no. Put it in a sack. There we go. Now I have a cabbage in a sack. What does that do? Does anybody... I'm going to ask something that is really stupid. Has anybody played this before? Nobody's ever played... I think I might be the first person to ever play this. Long shelf. What do you want from me? Take the lamp. Something in Arabic. Google Arabic? I got 800 hours in. Silence. To the garden. To the house. To the window. To the wall. Till the sweat drips down our balls. Dresser? Open the dresser. Ah! A crystal slipper, obviously. And a candle. A crystal slipper. Nice ashtray, thought Red Riding Hood. This is a Russian game. The knife. Took the knife. Rope and a candle. Amazing. Back. Go back down to the cellar. Candle. Next. Fucking candle on cellar? No. Maybe we use the candle with the lamp. Go to the garden. I wonder what happens if you just abandon all the quests. Go to the shed. Go to the shelf on the shed. Check the shelf. Use the candle on the lamp. The candle is more useful for lighting. I wonder what you could fucking light. What do you want from me, game? Right. A candle. A household candle. Go to the cellar. Use a household candle. Use it. Use it on the cabbage. The candle is more useful for lighting. Use it on the rope. Use it on the oven fork. Use it fucking anywhere. Use it on this. Use it on this. Oh, it already feels like 800 hours. Light the fuck... Wait, do I have to light the candle? How do I light the candle? How would I light a candle? With a lighter. That's not going to be an option. Use the stove. Hang on. Fucking yes! A burning candle, fucker. Go down to the cellar. Yes! Red Riding Hood went down to the cellar. There's a massive barrel in the corner. A wooden beam is protruding from the wall, and there's a large can with sour cream. Use the pot on the sour cream. I have sour cream now. Get the fuck out. Amazing. Do you have a lighter? That's entirely credited to me in the Republic of Wales. More like a crawl space than a cellar? I've never been in either. We don't have either of those things here. Go up to Mother. Take the fucking sour cream. Good! Mushrooms go well with sour cream. It'll be delicious. Well done! Now I can bake pastries. The music's back. The same music as usual. Let me put me back up here. I don't know if there's a great place for me to go. I'll just be kind of floating around, I think.
They shaped lots of pastries and baked them. Finally, when everything was ready, it was time to decide who would carry them. Mother says to her daughter, "Why don't you, my little Red Riding Hood, go visit your granny, bring her a pot of butter, and find out if she's fine?" And Red Riding Hood replies, "Okay."
Oh, God, we're still not wearing a hood. Do Russians... Is the Russian for hood and the Russian for hat the same? Is that what's happened here? Bring her a pot of butter. Why are we bringing her a pot of butter? Well, like, look, if you eat a mushroom pastry, maybe it goes really well with just, like, a spoonful of butter. Just eating butter like it's fucking Nutella from a jar. I also hate that.
Red Riding Hood was an obedient child. She took the pastries with mushrooms and went on her way. The sun's bright and warm rays, finding their way through the foliage, were giving birth to hundreds of sunlit spots. Birdies were twitting, butterflies flitting. Red Riding Hood was skippingly along the path. But because of her bad luck in waking up later than usual, she had not had breakfast this day. Because of being outside in the fresh air, she felt hungry.
Red Riding Beret. She had a wicker basket, though. How's that going to hold liquid butter? I guess it's in a cup? I'm thinking of just eating it, like... Eating it solid, like taking a bite out of butter. You hate Nutella? I do hate Nutella. I hate Nutella. I have walked in on my dad and Emma, separately, eating Nutella with a spoon from a jar. And both times it has made me feel ill. The German word would most closely translate to cap anyway. Is Red Riding Hood German? Is that one of those old German ones that's more fucked up than it is now? It's like, oh, she fucking got eaten by wolverines. Yes, okay. Do not eat a pastry. Don't be a bitch. No. I'm not going to say there's anything inherently bad about this image, but it's sus, right? This is a sus image right here. I cannot imagine this developer hasn't made the trashiest porn games in the world.
Responsibility and honesty protected the little girl from taking even a single bite. She had to deliver all the pastries intact.
Oh good, horrible bean, lovely.
But she could afford herself to have a little rest. Red Riding Hood sat on a stump that was in the shade of a branchy tree. Not a word. It was much cooler there than on the path with the sun's blazing heat. It was the caressing warmth and a slight wind blowing that soon made Red Riding Hood grow languid and filled her body with pleasant drowsiness. The girl eventually closed her eyes as if to drift off for a nap, because we didn't have the energy from the pastry. Suddenly, Wolf came out of nowhere, as he does. Sorry, the looping got me there. When Red Riding Hood heard the noise, she jumped in a flash.
Hello, girl.
How do you do, mister?
Said Red Riding Hood, looking at her interrogator with curiosity.
What's your name? Why are you going on alone?
Continued the wolf, stressing the word
Alone.
beefy wolf. There is no way this isn't a porn developer, right? There's no way. The models are made in an app called Daz Studio. Really cool app, but it's probably very clean. That's a joke no one's going to get. Has an element of customers who use it for porn. Take a look at the site, it's not TOS. Okay. What is this wolf bear chimera? I'll do the bean in a second, by the way.
My name's Red Riding Hood, and I'm going to visit my grandmother and bring her pastries with a pot of butter.
And my name's Wolf. Where's your granny live?
You should go along this path until the forest edge, and there'll be a hut.
After collecting all the required information, the beast departed to the mentioned address to get there before the girl did. And she, after setting her hood straight, that's gonna annoy me every time, took the presents and slowly strolled to Granny's house. You wouldn't get it very highbrow joke. It's not highbrow at all. It's a brand of soap that's exclusively used in Britain. Yes, exactly. Wolf forestalled Red Riding Hood and reached the forest edge sooner. He jumped on a porch and knocked. Oh, fuck me. Who is it?
It's me, Red Riding Hood, your granddaughter,
whispered Wolf, making his voice as tender as he could.
Oh, pull the string, my dear, and the door will open.
Once the predator found himself inside the house, he promptly swallowed Granny and then ate her. Dressed up in her nightgown, put on her glasses, and tumbled into bed. Soon after, Red Riding Hood reached Granny's hut. She hammered on the door with her little fists.
Who is it?
Wolf tried to make his voice sound like a suffering granny.
It's me, your granddaughter, Red Riding Hood. I bought you some pastries and a pot of butter, which seems really weird.
Coughed Wolf.
Pull the string, my dear, and the door will open.
She fisted the door with her little hammers. It's the sequel to Edward Scissorhands that nobody wanted. The girl entered, put her basket and pot on the table, and sat on the bed's edge to look at the old lady. It's actually a good look. He looks like every American tourist. That is a penis in the background. Also, that's a big fucking bear as well.
Grandmother, why are your ears so big?
The better to hear you with, my dear.
And why are your eyes so big?
The better to see you with, my dear.
Ah, and why are your teeth so big?
They're for eating you up, my dear.
And Wolf swallowed Red Riding Hood before she got the sense of his last words. Is this in the original story? I can't really remember. Isn't there a version of this story, at least, where then, like, a burly wood boy comes in and fucking cuts open the belly or something? And, like, scoops out the child? Maybe. What? Achievement unlocked, an awful dream. Oh, fuck, is this a thing? Yes, a hunter, okay. Red Riding Hood opened her eyes, panting.
For a long time she looked around, trying to figure out what happened and where she was. A full moon was shining in the sky. Pines and spruces rose around her in the dark, and close to the stump she sat on was lying an empty basket. Ending an awful dream. What? That's the ending? What, should she eat the mushrooms and they were wrong? A burly wood boy. You know what I mean, like a burly wood boy with a wood axe. That's what they're called, right? Woodsman? Woodcutter? Something like that?
No, that's not how it goes,
said the surprised girl. Oh, fuck. What? We're starting again? Oh, no. Right, good stuff. Wood technician. A tree surgeon. I'll do the bean. I'll leave the music up. Fucking why not? It's open the wheel of beans. The music makes me want to die, so we may as well leave it up, right? Spin the wheel! Oh, I'm already shivering. Dishwasher! Oh, thank you for your benevolence. Do I even know what the dishwasher what is anymore? I might be out. I think I am. Fuck, it's horrible. This might be dishwasher? Might be, it smells vaguely soapy. A burly wood boy, Dreya and lumberjacks. That's what they're called! But I associate lumberjacks with Canada. What do you call them if they're not Canadian? Yes, that's soap. Lumberjahns. It's not that bad. It's not good, but it is the nicest of these flavors. Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck me. No, Rich, I want my money back. Nothing. Only the king has a say over the woods of these isles. Sleep all night and work all day. I used to listen to that all the time. It's fairly problematic, right? I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. I dress in women's clothing and hang around in bars. I like Monty Python, I'm sorry. Yeah, funny look. Is that Iron Brew? It is Iron Brew. I have cans of Iron Brew in the fridge now. Iron Brew. I don't know what this QR code could possibly be. Chuck. Yes, Iron Brew. Iron Brew is the one... What do you call it? I've always called them, and it sounds very Irish, but I've always called them fizzy drinks. Soda, I think Americans call them, or pop, or soda pop. Soft drinks, but it's the only one of those that I like. I hate Coke. I don't know if I've ever even had Pepsi, but I'm sure I hated it. In Scotland, we call it juice. I don't mean to be rude, but that sounds very Scottish. Of good, like it's very stereotypically Scottish to call something juice that has never dreamt of a fruit. Pop here, my gran used to have the pop man come round and deliver pop. I'm assuming that is a lie. We call them fizzy drinks, must have been for the Irish. We call them fizzy drinks here. Also juice. What do you call juice then? It's like, I know that you call squash or cordial, if you're being posh, diluting juice, I think in Scotland. And it's similar here. We call it like diluted and then whatever the flavour is, like diluted orange or diluted cranberry or something. All fizzy drinks are juice and juice is just juice. Yes, diluting juice. Dilating juice is different. That's something much worse. Although if it tastes of Ribena... Anyway, let's go back to the game. Scots used to call all types of fizzy drinks ginger, not so common though. I like ginger ale a lot. Ginger ale's pretty great. I will buy ginger ale fairly frequently, and soda water. They're in the mixers section, but I don't drink, so it's just, I eat them straight. Eat them. Also, tonic water. I love tonic water.
In one village, there was a little girl so lovely that no other girl was her equal.
Her mother loved her to... So this is the same. We're just going to skip through, I guess. We know the solutions now. Let's make different pastries. Let's fuck over grandmother. Let's make cabbage pastries and eat the fuck out of them. What about fizzy water, though? Fizzy water! Yeah, fizzy water. I call it soda water or fizzy water. Sparkling water. Sparkling water is something I have sort of anglicized or Americanized for the internet. I would have always said fizzy water. And fizzy water fucking rocks. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love it so much. Anyway, shite. No, it's so good. I think it is just superior to water. It's so amazing. What? I find all the fillings myself and daughter will be resting. Oh, we can skip the quest. Oh, so we've already done the mushrooms bit. Let's make a cabbage one. Oh god, first decorate the fucking thing. Oh no. Well, at least we know now. Let's go, this vase. Yeah, let's put it on the table. Amazing. Skip tutorial. Here we go. Skip tutorial. There we go. Okay. Talk to mother. We need something to make a filling. I see. Let's do it. Speed run. To the garden. Go to the shed. Pick up the sickle. Fucking that thing. We need the ladder, maybe. We need a bucket, pitchfork, spade. Check the shelf. Need a sickle, a basket, mirror, sure. Lamp. Can't do anything with the lamp yet. Go back. That is enough to get the cabbage. To the garden. Vegetable garden. Sickle. Cabbage. Cabbage, please. Oh, fuck, I need a bag. Where the fuck was the bag? Does anybody remember where we got the bag? I like flavoured fizzy water, currently living on it and trying to stay off the Cokes. I imagine Coke is one of the worst drinks in the world, right? Like, for you, I mean, in terms of calorie content and just destroying your insides like sulfuric acid. I think they use Coke to clean engines in some places. Obsessed with raspberry flavour? The Schweppes one, I think, is the best one. I consider Schweppes a bit fancy. I drink sparkling water a lot, but I buy the, like, trash, like, Tesco own brand shit that's like 25 cents a litre. I love it. I will drink that litres and stuff. It was only when I lived outside the UK that I realised I was constantly drinking sugary drinks is sort of odd. I only ever drink water now. I virtually always just drink water. Like, I buy ginger ale probably like twice a year. Tonic water, same. Mainly it's either sparkling water or mainly just water. Probably about, I'd say 80% of what I drink is just standard tap water. And then sometimes sparkling water. And then like once a year I'll buy like a pack of Iron Brew. Schweppes when it's fancy hours. Because Schweppes is the fancy boy, right? That's the fancy boy of the sparkling waters. And ginger ales. I think they make lots of stuff. I buy myself sweet drinks because I do not drink enough. Some days not even one glass. Oh, I think I used to be like that. My urine was like stock, I think, when I was a teenager. Like, it was like a trickle of fucking concentration. Awful. Now, it's like a clear and pleasant stream. It's lovely. I drink 3 litres a day minimum, I think. It's wonderful. It's great. If I see a hint of orange, fucking drink more. I don't want this. I've thought that a few times about recycling. I'm not going to do it, but I'm wondering if you could. Like, if you just sort of drank your own urine enough and nothing else, would it eventually come out like a stock cube? Or like one of the stock pots, I imagine would be more the consistency. The ones that are like vegetable jelly. And you just sort of put them into soups or whatever. I imagine it would eventually turn into that. Once all of the nutrients and extra liquid is taken out. I love sugar, so drinking sweet drinks is a waste for me. Rather have a cake than Coke. Ugh. You just die if you only drank urine. Maybe you could get on an IV, just as an experiment. Right? Like, you could get somebody to hook you up to an IV for nutrition. And then just drink your own piss and just see how long you can go. They'd intervene if you were close to dropping, but like, just see how concentrated you could get it. Sorry. Sometimes I think about that. Let's go to the house. We need to go, maybe the dresser? Open the dresser. Knife, rope, slipper, candle. None of that's useful. Go up to mother? Hey, mum, where's the big sack that we use for the cabbages? To the garden, maybe? To the barn? Empty sack. Amazing. To the garden. Vegetable garden. Sack of cabbage, please. To the house. Sack with cabbage to mum. Where's mum? Go up to mother. Sack with cabbage. Fucking yes. Now bring me some caraway. Here's a bag for spices. Fuck. What's caraway? Right, we were told. It's in the barn? Yeah. And then shelves with spices. Check the shelves. Which one of these is caraway? That's peppercorns. This is caraway. Amazing. You're gonna make sauerkraut pies. I've never had sauerkraut. Human centipede butt end diet. Would that work? The Human Centipede is not a good movie. Don't watch it. And it's not scary either. I watched it hearing from people in my secondary school, because I was a teen when it came out, that it was so gross and so terrifying. And I watched it and laughed. It was really fucking stupid. But would it work? Like, could you feed somebody... If you don't know the Human Centipede, person sewed to the anus of another person, sewed to the anus of another person. One long digestive tract. Could you feed somebody enough of a nutrient-rich diet, the first person, that they're still getting the nutrition all the way through? I doubt it. I think the last person would die of malnutrition pretty quickly. Although maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't care. You would just get filled with bacteria until dead. It's a pretty bad movie. Don't bother. Would you want to be the middle person? People always say, like this comes up every day, people always say that the worst place to be would be middle or back. But I think the guilt would really fuck you up if you were in the front. I think if you were in the front, middle's probably worst, right? Right? Because you're getting 2 lots of surgery. And I mean, you don't care what's happening at the back, probably. It's all, once it's been digested once, it's not going to be any worse when it goes through a second person. But like, the front, I imagine you'd feel so guilty. Depends on who's behind you. If it's me, then Piers Morgan, then Prince Charles. There's a thing that people in North Korea use human waste for fertilizer, and it causes all kinds of problems. I thought we did that too. I don't know. Taco Bell does not exist here, by the way. Flash extra me, what happens if you eat your own shite? Oh, I always hate those conversations, so I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Anyway, take the caraway seeds. Back. How do I take them? You've already filled your bag. Okay. Perfect. Back. Seasoning in bag. To the garden. With that lineup, I'd be at the front eating burritos. I never get this. Eating Mexican food, not that we have much of it in Ireland, does not make me any more volatile. I don't really understand it. Just feels like people making a thing out of nothing. Let's go to Mum. Give her the seasoning. Yes, this is caraway. Well done. You can now talk to your mother. Okay. Well done! Now I can bake the pastries! Amazing. They shaped lots of pastries and baked them. Finally, when everything was ready, it was time to decide who would carry them. Mother says to daughter, "Why don't you, my little riding hood, go to visit your granny? Bring her a pot of butter and find out if she's fine." I could tell her to fuck off and do it. Why is she me again? You're not that shrill or anything. Well, now that I'm gonna eat the pastries. Red Riding Hood went along the trail. It was great. It was lovely. It was fucking boiling hot, and she passed out. Oh wait, what was this? This wasn't here before. Turn off the trail. Live dangerously. Ah, fuck. Okay. Right. Cool. Ate a pastry with cabbage and leaned against the white trunk. So she's a bitch in this world. Red Riding Hood enjoyed the quiet and coolness of her shelter and didn't notice when she fell into a doze. She'd never had such a wonderful sleep. Oh, fuck. She looks a lot like Maisie Williams there. Sort of squished face. She woke up at night because her entire body had become numb. Being half awake, the girl could not immediately orientate herself as to where she was and what was going on. But little by little, she reconstructed via memory her last events, and it became clear that she laid under the tree until it became dark. She looked around trying to find a trail, and suddenly she felt her heart skip a beat. In this thickening shadow, one could hardly discern anything. The girl had no idea where to go. Go at random, fuck it. Can I save? I can save, hang on. Let's save here. Go at random, wander in a direction, you silly woman. Lady brains. This is what happens. It's what happens when you have women running things. Sorry, I'm gonna move the fedora further from me. Here we go. Go at random. The very thought itself that she would have to go home at night alone through the forest made her insides grow cold. Silly ladies. Oh, it's a wolf! I thought that was a vortex for a second. Fluffy! It's so fluffy. Oh, lassies. But staying under that tree was even scarier. She was terrified of trees. She saw Evil Dead when she was a kid, and it really freaked her out about trees. You know, that scene. But staying under the tree was even scarier, so she decided to go at random. She walked on and on, but the trail wouldn't appear. Red Riding Hood intently looked into the darkness, and when she heard even a slight rustle, she rapidly looked around and kept walking. This owl is fucking insanity in the background. Is the volume maybe a bit loud for you, or is it fine? Because it's okay for me. Soon she had to admit that she was finally lost. Fright tortured her heart. She looked up at the sky. It was coal black, with not a single star. All of a sudden, a branch crackled behind her back. She rapidly turned around and turned pale from horror. 2 blue lights glowed inside the bushes. Her heart beat like mad. Her palms perspired. There was vomit on her sweater already, and both knees started knocking. She felt like someone was screaming, "Run! Run!" inside her head, but her legs refused to obey. She stiffened. So did the wolf. Waiting for what happens next, a creature came out of the bushes without haste. Red Riding Hood could only make out a large silhouette, but suddenly the moon showed up from behind the clouds, and its light revealed an enormous black wolf. She mentally said goodbye to her life. Unexpectedly, Wolf softly pronounced,
"Hello, girl. Don't be afraid. Not gonna hurt you. You better tell me why you're alone in the forest at night."
Pulling herself together, the Red Riding Hood said, "I got lost."
I can help you. I can help you,
said Wolf, looking at Red Riding Hood. He glanced down. His look stopped near the basket. Me mentally saying goodbye to my life. Some mornings.
Do you have something to eat?
Sorry.
Do you have something to eat?
I feel like this accent would say summit.
Do you have something to eat?
Asked the wolf, bending his head on one side and looking right into the girl's eyes, like Michael Myers in that one scene where he pins that guy to the wall. After hearing these words, Red Riding Hood nearly fainted, because she knew wolves don't eat cabbage. But nevertheless, being kind and generous, she automatically put the basket on the ground, stepped aside and whispered, "Only this." Luckily, the wolf was a small German boy, so he loved sauerkraut. To his astonishment, Wolf ate everything with a gusto. Afterward, he thanked her for the food and asked her to follow him to help with some business. Sure. Oh, he's got a house! This sounds like it was written by the writers of The Rings of Power. It's a business wolf. It's one of the mod wolves from Mighty Boosh. This kind of looks like Grenarius's room. Wolf led Red Riding Hood into his den. She was astonished to find it was a wicker hut. Is he single? She was astonished to find it was a wicker hut, but there was a massive table, a cupboard with books and lots of shelves with bottles and boxes. Of course, everything was covered by a thick layer of dust. Probably murdered somebody and took this. I feel seen. Being puzzled and intrigued, the girl asked how she could help. Suddenly, she wasn't afraid of this wild beast anymore. She was a big fan of Beauty and the Beast. She frequented r/monsterfuckers on reddit.com.
There's a big brown book on the lower shelf in the cupboard. Take it,
started Wolf.
Now, open to the last page and there's a recipe. Please make the potion according to it. All the ingredients you can find on those shelves. I don't have thumbs, you see.
The recipe seemed strange to Red Riding Hood. /what? Reddy's pencil and paper. 25 drops of hair growth inhibitor lotion. Ooh! 10 drops of valerian. 11 drops of flea killer. 9 elderberries. 1 aspirin. 50 grams of wine. 7 drops of mouthwash. 1 drop of young girl's blood. Also, there was a postscript.
Be strict about the dosage.
1 drop's fine. Valerian steel. Valerian, I think, looks a little like cotton, maybe? I can't remember quite well enough. I think it's in Kingdom Come Deliverance as an ingredient as well. One drop's fine, and 1 single pea. I imagine if somebody wanted a drop of my blood, sure, maybe like a $5, and I'd give them lots of blood. I don't mind giving blood. I'm fine with needles and stuff. Take as many drops as you like. Especially if it's just like pricking a finger. That's easy. We don't need to be frightened. After studying the recipe, she got down to business. Let's get down to business. To fuck a wolf. I watched half of Mulan and turned it off because it was boring. She found all the required components and began to measure out the necessary amounts. But after counting out 25 drops of lotion, the girl lost count. Oh, fucker. Make anew. No, do it right. I'm going to say it again. Do it right. The fuck off, Mulan is great. I found it so boring. And isn't Eddie Murphy in that? Oh, I find him so annoying. I just found it really boring. We got halfway through, and actually, Emma also found it boring even, and we both turned it off. And I went, I'm done with Disney. It's good for anxiety, FYI. What, valerian? I thought you were talking about young girl blood for a second. Business Wolf needs you to make him his shots before he gets on his flight to a meeting in the head office. Make it anew. In spite of the fact that the girl was young... I love that he's just standing behind her. In spite of the fact... He looks so fluffy. I want to, run my hand over his cheeks. I just want to go, squish, squish, squish. I love it. I do that to the guinea pigs quite frequently. I'll just, kind of rub their cheeks, and they look very perturbed. What the fuck is that face? That doesn't seem like it would help. Also, I'm virtually blind in this eye, so I couldn't even read chat when I did that. In spite of the fact that the girl was young, she was very responsible and honest. She poured the bad mixture out, washed the bowl clean, and this time measured every dosage component extra carefully. Wolf lapped everything up and licked the bowl spotless. The beast thanked Red Riding Hood, led her to the path, and even escorted her to the house. In the end, he asked her name and ran away. Is he going to come back as a hot boy? I think he might come back as a hot boy. Because it said, like, hair growth restrictor or something like that. He's either going to come back as a hot boy or a disgusting shaved wolf. What's your name, please? It's me when I met Emma. Hi! What's your name? Okay, bye! Red Riding Hood changed her mind about visiting Granny because she had no pastries left. She was too tired because of everything she had been through. Oh, baby, yes! He's not a hot boy, but he's a boy. I thought he was naked from the waist down just then. Maybe he is and he's just smooth. Oh, well, if he's a wolf, then maybe it needs to unsheathe? Like, maybe it'll, like, unfurl like some lipstick. Or like that scene in The Shape of Water, where they inexplicably describe through mime how she fucks the fish person. Where she makes, like, that motion where it's like, it comes out like this, and then folds back in. 7 years have passed. 7 years and you look the same, like Billy Piper from earlier. One fine day, a stallion from across the ocean stops by the house of Red Riding Hood and her mother. A divinely handsome prince, who was actually the enchanted wolf, dismounted. He'll remount soon. He asked Red Riding Hood for something to eat to break the ice. A meal was offered to him and his stallion. Did they just drop a walking stick onto a T-posing human? That's my flirtatious pose as well. While the prince was drinking tea, Red Riding Hood looked at him with curiosity. Something seemed very familiar about him. Is it the pupilless eyes from the wolf? All of a sudden, the prince looked right into her eyes and said, "Marry me!" The prince's eyes were bright blue. Now Red Riding Hood remembered where she had seen those eyes. They soon married and lived happily ever after. This is like Riverdale. Sudden 7-year time jump. I imagine the writing quality is similar to Riverdale from the stuff I've seen. A beautiful lass. Ending. Miraculous outcome. I like this story, the girl yawned. Finally, her brother thought. A little bit more and then she'll fall asleep. Oh, is it like 3 stories and then she falls asleep? Yes, it is. Okay, we'll do one more. Maybe in this one. I don't fucking know. So he was the wolf. Yes, he was the wolf, I guess. What can we do? I don't even really 100% know what happened to make that one happen. Like, how did we get lost? I don't think in the first round we had an option to get lost in the woods. Let's make our mum do it. Let's make our mum do it in this one. Make the potion wrong? Ooh, that could be good. Hang on, that might be fun. She wasn't sure. You know what? Let's load. Give it as is. Fuck up the wolf. Mother, Red Riding Hood, and grandmother kept on living in the forest. Wolf, after he drank the potion, turned into a raccoon. It was clearly written to follow the dosage strictly. We have to admit, it served him right, because on meeting such a nice animal, girls didn't run away in horror as they used to, but gladly spoke to him. What, did he become Pepe Le Pew but as a raccoon? Soon, the former wolf recommenced attempts with an antidote and asked one pretty traveller for help. This time, he personally watched the mixing progress, and when he made sure there was no mistake, drank the potion. Now instead of a fluffy animal, there was a young handsome man in front of the girl, who just so happened to be a prince, by the way. Without thinking twice, the youngsters got married and lived happily ever after. Ending. Attention to detail. So, we just fucked him over and left him as a raccoon. And then he went and married someone else, not us. Well, we're a prick.
No way! You're making it up! Tell it the right way!
Okay, let's, 1 second. Load game. I just want to get that done so she actually fucking falls asleep. Make a new, and then just fucking skip through it. Yeah, they fuck. Cool.
I like this story!
There we go. Next, skip tutorial. Skip the quest. Skip the quest, all fillings will be unlocked. Yep. If you choose this option, all available pastry fillings will be automatically unlocked. You can access this quest again by restarting the game. Fuck off. Once her mother decided to make some pastries, but she wasn't sure what filling to choose. A meat pie. Salmon pie. Ooh, a salmon pastry could be nice. What the fuck is this music? Why is it playing this?
It lies here for a long time, thought the woman. I'd better take a piece of meat. It looks much better.
But meat was frozen, and she had to thaw it out first. Later, it was finely cut and fried with onion on a pan. When filling was cool enough, she got down to pastries shaping. It is Fight of the Bumblebee. While pastries were in the stove, it was already late, and Mother decided to just visit Granny tomorrow. In the early morning, Mother woke Red Riding Hood and said to her,
Why don't you, my little Red Riding Hood, go visit your granny? Here, bring her this pot of butter and find out if she's fine.
Red Riding Hood replies, No, I don't like you. You're not even my real mother. Go fuck yourself.
Mother?
Mother took the pastries and left. It was cool in the forest that day. It was drizzling, making the trail muddy and hard to walk. Her feet were sliding on the slush. Soon she got chilled and tired, her dress clinging to her body. The weight of a basket reminded her of appetizing contents.
Eat a few pastries. Treat yourself. How many pastries did you make? Let's say she made 5. Eat 2 of them. You can share. You're about to get another wedding here, MILF plus Wolf. I'm sure there is so much fan fiction involving that pair. Is there any MILFs in Beauty and the Beast? I can't think of any MILF. I've only seen the 1940s French black and white version of Beauty and the Beast. But I don't remember a MILF in that. In the Disney version, is there any MILFs? Beauty and the Beast MILF? Question mark? No, it doesn't look like it. This is a candlestick and a clock and maybe the teapot. Mrs. Potts. I'm assuming that's the teapot. 1 second. Beauty and the Beast. Potts. Maybe. At a push. Is that Angela Lansbury? Is she in this? I've just seen a picture of Angela Lansbury. I'm assuming she voices that. Anyway, let's go back to the game. Eat a few pastries. Treat yourself. You have to deal with that bitch of a daughter every day, seeking out MILFs in every piece of media.
Mother ate 1 pastry, but she got chilled and tired, so she just ate more. Also, her hair was growing mold. The basket became 3 or 4 pastries lighter.
4? Fuck me.
Wet and hungry. Wolf was scouring around not far away. He already smelled the scent of prey, which led him to the trail. When Wolf saw an adult human, he chickened out a little. He was intimidated. He was more of a pop-punk fan, so he went for the younger folks. Hunger forced him to talk to the traveller.
Hello, madam,
said Wolf, chattering.
What is your...
I don't talk to strangers!
Snapped the woman, because she was very tired. She had gotten wet and wanted to get home as soon as possible. Wolf began to tremble with malice, and even got quite hot. He wished to rush forward and swallow his prey,
but was afraid that after prolonged hunger he wouldn't have enough strength. So he made another decision. He stepped aside as if he was letting the woman go, and when she passed him, he snatched the basket and disappeared into the forest. Whoa! What the fuck is that? Is this still the same canonical prince boy? Is he just a prince still? Wolf was very hungry, but there were so few pastries, so it only excited his appetite. It was decided to have a certain rude wayfarer for lunch. Plus, it was easy to track her down. She was very wet. Wolves can sense these things, you know? Wolf sneaked up to the unsuspecting woman from behind and then attacked and devoured her. Ending. Wolf nature. You're telling it wrong! Oh, for fuck's sake. Load game. Eat one pastry. Just eat the one. Mother decided that she ought to refresh herself and ate one pastry. Wet and hungry. Okay, so he still fucking steals it. Don't talk to fucking strangers! Wolf began to tremble with malice. He got very hot and bothered. He greedily swallowed pastries under a bush. After eating, he snuggled down and slept well. Mother was standing on the road, holding her little pot of... What? Oh, God, Jesus, okay. Obscene expressions. She's not just holding a cock. Mother was standing on the road, holding a pot of butter. She didn't try to pursue a grey brigand, but her tongue was giving birth to multiple obscene expressions. If this ever comes to YouTube, welcome to the thumbnail, everyone. In fact, just to make it easier for myself, welcome to the thumbnail. Anyway, there we go. There were no more pastries, but woman decided to continue her journey just to visit grandmother and bring her some butter. She likes to rub butter on her feet because she's a bit of a freak. Ending. Busy wolf. Is that it? Why is it so short? Why are you so short? Fuck you. Oh my god, I have to go through one more. Okay, what are even the other endings I could get? I don't know what else I could do. Activate quest next? Yeah. Let's do it. With fish. Let's do a fish pie and go ourselves. Sure. Mother checked the box room, went down to the cellar, and found the last of the salt hunchback salmon from last year's stock. Does fish keep that long? I guess if it's salted, maybe. Maybe it's surströmming. I know that's herring, but isn't that the one where they like bury it in a barrel and let it rot? Or what's that one where they piss on the shark meat? I'm sure that's a thing. Shark piss meat. Hakarl. There we go. Came up immediately. Hakarl. Referred to as fermented shark in English, is a national dish of Iceland consisting of Greenland shark that has been cured with a particular fermentation process and hung out to dry for 5 months. It has a strong ammonia smell and a fishy taste, making Hakarl an acquired taste. They piss on the shark meat and let it rot, basically. Served in toothpicks. It has a strong... This is according to Wikipedia. It has a strong smell, similar to that of cleaning products. It is often served in cubes on toothpicks. Those new to it may gag involuntarily in attempting to eat it, because of the high ammonia content. First-timers are advised to pinch their nose while taking bites. Its odour is much stronger than the taste. Why? Why? Oh, fuck me. Gutting and beheading a shark, placing it in a shallow hole. Shark is then covered with sand and gravel in order to press the fluids out. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, let's go. Let's go away. Go back to the game. Flight of the Bumblebees is back. Might be even worse than surströmming. It lies here for a long time, she thought. In my cellar, it can stay preserved for years.
She grabbed the salmon and climbed up. Her previous husband was dead from food poisoning. She thoroughly extracted all the bones from the fish and began shaping pastries, because the dough had already risen.
Mother baked pastries and says to her daughter,
Why don't you, my little Red Riding Hood, go visit your granny?
yeah, sure, fuck it, we'll go. She was an obedient child. She took the fish pastries and went away. Sun rays, it's real fucking hot. She's wearing clogs. Oh, okay. Okay. No wonder my Icelandic friend is vegan. Do we eat one pastry?
I've got the whole basket of pastries. If I take just one, no one will notice.
Oh, that actually looks kind of nice. That looks more like a bun.
Red Riding Hood ate a pastry. It was delicious. Suddenly, Wolf came out of the bushes on the trail. He wanted to eat the girl immediately. He was a prince, after all. But first the Sly Boots decided to find out who she was and where she was going. Nobody under the age of 400 years old has used the word Sly Boots. This wolf was a real Sly Boots.
Hello, girl,
said the wolf. He was feeling his full supremacy.
How do you do, sir?
Asked Red Riding Hood. She looked at her interlocutor. Interlocutor? This is a word I've only seen written down, with curiosity.
what is your name? And where are you going all alone?
Continued the wolf. He stressed the word alone.
My name's Red Riding Hood. I'm going to visit my granny.
My name is Wolf. Where's your granny?
You should go straight down this path and there's granny.
Wolf also wanted to know what stuffing was inside the pastries, but the wind altered its direction, and he smelled fish. He swallowed his saliva and said,
Red Riding Hood, please. Just let me taste one pastry. I'm drooling.
Yeah, treat Wolf with one pastry or treat Wolf with no pastry. Treat Wolf with a pastry.
Red Riding Hood took one pastry from the basket and put it right into the wolf's open mouth. After Wolf chewed it with pleasure, he expressed his thanks and ran off.
What? What the are we? Right, I would just like to get rid of my camera for a second. Why are we holding there?
Red Riding Hood continued on her journey, but soon felt sick. After a few minutes later, there was a rumbling in her stomach. Dropping her presents, the girl rushed back home.
Who are these freaks? Who's Mr. Beard here? Who the fuck is this prick? Why are they eating food they found on the floor? Why is he holding food with his mouth and not his hands? Why are they feeding each other? What the fuck is this? Why is he holding his axe like it's a cock? What the fuck is happening? Why do they all look like Redditors?
The abandoned basket was soon found by the Wood Boys. They were freaks. They were starving after a hard day's work and ate everything and drank warm butter.
The fuck? Hey lads! There's some fucking melted butter on the floor over here. Oh, chuck it down, mate. Oh, some mystery buns as well.
Feed me 'em. It was child's play for them. Try to eat with dirty hands in the forest for so many years, without soap or wipes.
What?
Wolf was heading towards the hut on the forest's edge, but the eaten pastry exerted an aggressive effect upon the wolf's constitution, which changed his plans. Granier was left hungry, but everyone stayed alive and almost hence.
So the wolf shat himself to death? And why did the woodcutters eat it? Why were they involved? There's your gilf. Why? What? What? What the fuck? Ending. Good deed. How was it a good deed? We made some fucking wood perverts shit themselves. How's that a good deed? The girl laughed. You're making it even more interesting. I'm glad. Sleep now. Please, please. One more story. Fucking hell. Fine. No, I didn't mean to activate the fucking quest. Skip the quest. There we go. Skip all the quests. There we go. We haven't made an apple one yet. I think it's the only one we haven't made. Apple pastries. This music, for fuck's sake.
This year's apple harvest was immense, so choosing a filling was an easy decision. Her mother took the largest container she had and made dough with it. Then she peeled and chopped a bunch of apples. With Red Riding Hood, they shaped lots of pastries and baked them for 2 days? 2 days?
My grandmother, I used to go to an orchard. Like a little weird tiny orchard in my town with a burlap sack with my younger brother and collect apples and bring them to my grandmother for her to make apple tarts. 2 days is not how long tarts make to make. Tarts take a lifetime to form.
They shaped lots of pastries and baked them for 2 days. Finally, when everything was ready, it was time to decide who would carry them.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Save. Mother, maybe? Mother? We'll give Mother a try.
The mother said, Red Riding Hood,
Why don't you go to your grandma? Bring her the pastries and a pot of butter. Find out how she is.
Red Riding Hood did not respond. She was sleeping like a dog amongst the pastries, the little freak, so no one could wake her up. So the mother lifted the wicker basket and the pastries and went herself. The day was warm and quiet, with the sun hiding in and out behind floating clouds. In spite of her burden, the mother moved pretty fast. She'd got strong legs. She wanted to deliver the presents as soon as possible, return home to rest. The woman did not realize that the wolf had already spotted her tracks and was following her, and he fucking hated apples, assessing his chances and planning a strategy. Her attention was drawn to the hammering of axes. It was some wood people, shitting into a giant bucket. They were into that sort of thing. They eat things off the floor. The basket was heavy, and the distance was long. She decided to treat the workers to some pastries to lighten the load.
Oh my god. I hate this man. I hate him. I want him to die. It looks like he's doing a school play production of a Rasputin story. Oh god, it's awful. Why do you look like that? What's wrong with you? And it looks like you're sort of gently caressing. Did you cut this tree in half so you could fuck it? You look salacious. They all look like, oh, you've just stumbled across us. Sorry. We were busy wanking on the trees.
She turned off the road and went to where the sound came from. Soon she could see silhouettes of men amongst the trees. When they saw the woman approaching, they stopped shopping, and one of them went to meet her. He took her basket and offered her a large stump from freshly cut oak to rest on.
Great boots on the left, boy. Why is he wearing cowboy boots and those snake skin? I reckon Zara could nail that cosplay. It does look like somebody has found a wig and a beard. It's so bad. Anyway, and why are they all Amish? None of them have the mustache bit except for this freak. It kind of looks like Zara in a mustache and wig. I'm just going to say it. It kind of looks like Zara.
After recovering her breath, she said, Good evening,
woodcutters. You've got a hard job that requires a lot of strength. Here, refresh yourselves with these pastries. I might interest you in some other sweet treats as well.
The woman removed the tea towel from the basket and said in a louder voice, "Please, help yourself! The pastries are fresh!" The mother was a good cook, young and attractive. One of the men noticed. He watched her with interest while eating a tasty pastry. When the woman prepared to leave, he said gently but resolutely,
"Here, let me accompany you. I can carry the heavy basket. There are wolves in this forest."
Yeah, let's fuck the wood boy.
Oh, really?
exclaimed the tired woman. "Thank you very much."
Wait a moment, I'm sorry. It said in a louder voice. Well, no, you didn't. I laughed out loud on a stream. It happens about once a year. Fall time in Tennessee, please. I think I've already done that on kazoo at one point, didn't I?
Oh, really? Thank you very much.
The other woodcutters looked at one another. They smiled and went back to work. Another one for the body pile, they thought.
This is... or maybe it's all just a game and she comes here to just, like, pick a random wood boy to fuck, like, once every couple of days. It's a forest village. There's nothing to do. What the fuck else is there to do but get fucked by wood boys? Or wolves.
The other woodcutters looked at one another, and they smiled and went back to work. The mother and the woodcutter marched on together. Along the way, they talked about different things, and they liked each other. As they talked, they did not notice that they had reached the grandmother's house. The grandmother came out and joined in.
Can I come too?
The woodcutter strolled back to the forest after he made sure the woman entered the house and shut the door.
What? He didn't stay? Eat some pies? He didn't? No? Okay. Fair enough.
The whole time, the wolf kept them in his sight and hoped that luck would let him have someone for supper. The woodcutter was making him nervous, but the wolf felt more confident when he left, and he began to wait for his prey to emerge. A few hours of waiting caused the predator to become irritated, but by sunset, he was fucking furious. All of a sudden, a sound crackled nearby. The wolf became alert. The woodcutter was coming out of the bushes. How could the wolf know that the mother and the woodcutter had agreed to meet in the evening?
They're fucking in the bushes! Yes, good for her. Although surely you could find someone better than this freak. He fucks trees. And not even anthropomorphic Spriggan type things, but he just, like, fucks trees. And eats things off the ground. Can you imagine his breath? Oh. I guess, look, his mouth doesn't have to be anywhere near her face, but still. Oh. 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 It's not going to be fun. It's going to be quick and not great.
I'm not a tree, I am an ant.
Just seen in the game category, this is the enhanced edition. I know, I don't think you could find, I didn't see a non-enhanced edition, but this is like the remastered edition.
The wolf became alert. The woodcutter was coming out of the bushes. The wolf could not hold back his tears while he was returning to the woods to look for another meal.
I can't eat them while they're fucking. It ruins the meat or something. It's the one with the fancy boots.
The woodcutter escorted the mother to her home, where he became acquainted with her daughter, Red Riding Hood. They were married soon afterwards.
Oh, that's, I guess, nice. Sure. Ending. Happy ending. Okay. Oh, your hair is horrible. You do not suit a center parting, my friend. You need to shave all of this off and start again. Makes it sound like you married the daughter. A very fucked up menage a trois, maybe? I don't know. I like this story. The girl yawned. Finally, her brother thought. A little bit more and then she'll fall asleep. I'm beginning to suspect that she's never going to fall asleep. I will do one more. Next, Yeah, little girl makes pies. Let's do apples and bring them ourselves this time. And then that's the end, okay? Apple harvest was immense. There was so many fucking apples. It was choking the environment. They had to clean up the apples, make 1,000 pastries. It took weeks. Red Riding Hood said she'd carry them, though. Her mother said, "Why don't you, my little Red Riding Hood, go visit your granny? Bring her the pastries and a pot of butter. Find out how she is." "Okay, Mum," replied little... Yeah, she took a large basket and filled it with pastries, grabbed the heavy presents, and dragged herself towards the exit. Her mother saw that the load was too heavy for her daughter and said, "It looks like the basket is too heavy. Maybe we should lighten the weight. Let's stuff ourselves with pastries." Oh. No, I can fucking do this. And suddenly just the veins pop in her arms. Red Riding Hood slowly dragged the heavy basket down the road. She did not see birds, bees, clouds, or the sun because of her hood. Her hood was down too low. The hood that she is wearing. She didn't care about the weather. Tension made her break into a sweat when suddenly she met the wolf. She almost bumped into the wolf because she was concentrating so hard on the load. When she stopped, she immediately released the basket. There are 50 endings? What? I just looked at the stream review of this. There are 50 endings. 50? I think we've done like 10. There are 50 endings? How? She almost bumped into the wolf because she was concentrating so hard on the load. When she stopped, she immediately released the basket. Bang! The basket fell to the ground like a boulder. The wolf gazed with astonishment at the sweaty, puffing girl who was red like a beetroot, looked a little bit like Alex Jones after walking up a flight of stairs.
"Hello, child. What's your name? Where you going?"
After recovering her breath, she replied,
"My name's Red Riding Hood. I'm going to see my grandmother and bring her the presents."
The wolf could not help but ask,
"Why'd you take so much if you could hardly walk, you silly bint?"
"I guess I miscalculated my strength. Maybe you could eat some pastries?"
asked Red Riding Hood with hope in her voice.
"No,"
the wolf scratched up his muzzle.
"I can't eat that shit."
"Too bad,"
sighed the little girl.
"By the way, where'd your grandmother live?"
"Here, by the edge of the forest. It's not far. Can you please leave me alone? I'm very tired."
With an abrupt spurt, she lifted the basket off the ground and dragged herself further while grumbling something, and the wolf ran to her grandmother's house. Okay, I have one choice to click. The wolf ran in the short road. While running through the forest, the predator spotted the woodcutters. Take the risk and run past. Maybe they'll fuck him up. God, they really do look like perverts. Everything about them looks like you found a group of fucking weird backpackers in the woods who just go around fucking the soil. Like they just dig little holes in the soil and fuck it. Something about them's fucked up and freaky. I don't like them. Take the risk and run past. Oh my god! The wolf did not want to pass around them. He had hoped to slip through fast, but failed. One of the men saw him.
Guys, look, a wolf!
He cried. Everyone looked in the direction that the woodcutter was pointing.
Indeed,
answered the other woodcutter.
Take him, lads!
The woodcutters began chasing the grey predator to a bad MIDI version of the William Tell overture. Played at double time. The wolf realized he had been spotted and ran with all of his strength. Suddenly, the wolf noticed that an axe pierced the tree beside him with a clanging sound. It was his pursuers. They saw the wolf was getting away and began to throw axes like tomahawks, but everyone missed their target. If the wolf was a man, he'd probably mentally thank God, but because he was a beast, he just hid under the bushes. If he had been some sort of non-heathen, he would have thanked his fucking maker. What? A few more hours later, Red Riding Hood could hardly move her feet as she approached her grandmother's house. Oh, look at her rolling her eyes. Her grandmother is going on about the fucking coloured folk again, and she is fucking done with it. Racist old bitch. Pulling all of her remaining strength together, she climbed the porch and almost hung on the door.
"Oh, who is it?" asked the old lady in a weak voice.
It's your granddaughter,
Answered the exhausted Red Riding Hood.
open up.
She breathed out, hoping that her grandmother would let her in. Together, they could pull the basket into the house. But the old lady said,
Pull the string, my dear, and the door will open.
Nobody knows what Red Riding Hood thought at that moment, because she was too young. I don't know what that means. The girl finally went home to sleep after leaving the basket and the pot of butter and listening to a 3-hour health report to her grandmother. Her grandmother was eating pastries with butter, and the wolf fell asleep after the stress. Ending. Deserved rest.
You're telling it wrong.
What the fuck are you talking about? Where was even our save? Autosave. That wasn't it. What the fuck? That's the opening. Load game.
It's sucking Fortnite.
Where were we?
Drink cola.
No, oh my god, I can't even remember. Yippee! 1 second. One of these was a save point. Follow him, don't follow him. Oh, that was an option. Hang on. Is it this one? Yes. Do not take the risk and go around. The wolf decided not to push his luck and went around. Okay, so he fucking mauls the grandmother, probably. Good. Is that him in the background? This is very oily wood. She oils those up, or maybe just grinds against them until they're slick. At the same time, the old lady was ravenous in her home at the edge of the forest. She would jump on anyone. She was eager to eat pickled mushrooms. Cans with mushrooms were stored in the cellar, but there was a bowl with a few pieces on the table. Pickled mushrooms? Is that a thing? She's too young to have her thoughts read. The hag? The game is just calling her a fucking hag. Okay, save game. Go down into the cellar for mushrooms, I guess? The old lady remembered that she ate mushrooms from the bowl yesterday, or the day before yesterday. In a nutshell, she didn't take that risk, and went down to the cellar to take a new can of mushrooms. Suddenly, a wooden stick using the propped cellar cover broke, and the cover tumbled down with a clatter. Being locked up in the dark, the old lady didn't know what to do. In that moment, it was probably the fault of foreigners. Somebody knocked on the door, but no sound could penetrate through the cellar. Wolf, because it was him, was already hammering on the door. You know Wolf, always fucking hammering on doors. He thought that nobody was at home, but didn't go away and walked the house around. His search was not in vain, for in the rear he found an opened window that was easy to climb through. Inside the house, the grey predator, he's not really grey, found an old lady's clothing, which he dressed himself in and went to bed. The basket was very heavy, and Red Riding Hood was walking slowly. Wolf fell asleep in the old lady's bed. When the girl came into the house, she saw the sleeping wolf. She left the basket and ran to the woodcutters for help. So she just knows it's a wolf this time, because it's sleeping. They came and drove the wolf away and took the old lady out from the cellar. Then everyone sat down to have a feast with the pastries, except for the wolf. Reward for the efforts ending. What the? That was so underwhelming. Load that now. Yeah, take the risk and run. No, go around. Yeah, that's fine. The hag was too lazy. We know about this. She's a lazy fucking hag. Too lazy. Oh no. The old lady wasn't sure if she ate the mushrooms from the bowl yesterday or the day before. She didn't want to take the risk because mushrooms could become spoiled, but she had absolutely no desire to go into that fucking cellar again. However, there was a loud rumbling in her stomach, and the old lady began to eat the remains from the bowl. The wolf arrived at the edge of the house of the forest and knocked on the door.
Who is it?
It's me,
It's me, Red Riding Hood, your granddaughter.
said the wolf. He made his voice as tender as he could.
Ah, pull the string, my dear, and the door will open.
The wolf knew what this meant because he was an adult. Once the predator's wallet was inside, he promptly swallowed the grandmother, dressed up in her nightgown, glasses and cap, and tumbled down in her bed. After a while, Red Riding Hood reached the edge of the forest. She was about to knock when she stepped on the porch, but to her astonishment, she found that the door wasn't locked. Red Riding Hood found dead wolf, dressed as a woman in the bed. There was a bowl with rotten mushrooms on the table.
She ate the fucking... So the grandmother, the lazy hag of a grandmother, took poisoned mushrooms, and so the wolf died when he ate her.
Lack of fastidiousness. Any other loose ends to tie up? Oh, fuck me. Okay, this one. We don't want to fuck this idiot.
No, it's not necessary, and you have lots of work here.
The woman grabbed her basket and attempted to leave. She was too tired for hanky-panky. She heard a few laughs that were addressed to the unlucky Don Juan from his colleagues, but the woodcutter, who offered to help, did not pay attention and followed the woman with her eyes. Too tired for a threesome.
I've been carrying this basket all fucking day. I don't want to fuck you.
She really charmed him, but he was a man of decision and would not quit easily. He was a sexual assaulter, in other words.
Maybe I should follow her to find out where she lives. I'm normal. I fuck trees and I'm normal.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, he follows her. Of course he does. Of course he follows her. And it's probably going to be the right thing to do to save her from the wolf. He decided to go after the woman because he knew finding her later would be difficult. The man took his axe and cautiously followed. It's perfectly normal to follow a woman in the woods with an axe, because she said no. He moved unnoticeably on the right side of the wood, hiding behind trees and making his steps silent. Suddenly, his eyesight caught the wolf. The wolf was creeping on the left side of the road, a few paces ahead of the woodcutter. The beast was so excited that he did not notice another player. He was a player. Plus, the woodcutter was moving from the leeward side. I don't need to know. You don't need to use words like fucking leeward, game. When the mother reached the grandmother's house, the wolf rushed after her as soon as she had opened the door and stepped across the threshold. However, the woodcutter was prepared. With the element of surprise on his side, he attacked the wolf from behind and killed him. The predator did not realize what had happened, so he died with a happy expression on his muzzle. He instantly came as the axe went into his spine, which had been anticipation of a delicious meal. With the power of speech returned to the mother and grandmother, they vied with each other to express their gratitude to the man. Red Riding Hood's mother gladly agreed to the date, admiring woodcutters bravely. The grandmother gummed him off, or something. They met in the evening and went back to look at the sunset. The woman asked the woodcutter to stay for supper, which made him glad. He also became acquainted with the woman's daughter. They had dinner together often, and eventually the mother and the woodcutter got married and lived happily ever after. Ending the architect of your own fortune. Cool. Well, I think that's where we're going to end today. Is that the right story? Red Riding Hood? Did you just say gummed him off? Of course. Mother just read a shortened version to you.
I see. Maybe you'll tell it to me one more time so I can remember it.
Fuck you, you prick. Anyway, that's all I have time for today. I actually, fun fact for me, I feel lightheaded after doing those voices. I did that voice way too long, way too often, and the shouting as the mum, I'm slightly lightheaded. I'm slightly dizzy. thank you for watching, everybody. That was one of the most bizarre things I've ever played on this stream. Genuinely very strange. That is up there for me with the fucking horse dating sim and perfect date and shit like that. That was bizarre. I might edit that. I'm not sure about this tale we've been on. I might edit that down into something. Let me go raid somebody, shall we? Let's find somebody to raid if anyone's live. This is hilarious. Thank you for suggesting it. Who's live? Who's a live person? You know who's live? Emmy's live. Emmy has been away from streaming for a bit, but she's recently back. And she's playing a game that I know she has played before. So, you know, she'll know what to do. Poison Emmy. I almost always nearly type it as Poisson Emmy. Just a fun fact. Anyway, let's send that. There we go. I'll be live again tomorrow, probably. I think I'm live again tomorrow. I'll play some Pentiment. We're going to go back to Pentiment, because why not? And then on Wednesday, Emma's back. Emma's back, and we're playing more, what's it called? The Devil in Me. Episodes are going up on YouTube right now. Actually, type, do I have exclamation mark YouTube? I do not. Go to exclamation mark links. There we go. I have a YouTube channel and slightly edited, like nicely chopped up versions. 3 episodes are going up on YouTube. I think one is going out. I think one just went up like 15 minutes ago. The second episode of 3. Like it's the 2 hours or so we did of Until Dawn, not Until Dawn, Devil and Me. I chopped into 3 episodes, edited it down a little bit, added some camera changes, and then uploaded them. So go catch up there if you want to. Also, just go watch some other YouTube videos. Anyway, goodbye everybody. I'm going to click the raid now button. Bye. Thank you. Bye.